Welcome back to the List Night podcast. We are going to be doing a draft episode this week, and we are joined, as always, by Andrew Simon and Thomas Albert, the ones who make the List Night podcast run. And this week, we're going to be joined by another List Night OG back from the Facebook days, Jack Schwinn. Thank you for joining us this week. Love to say that we're pleased to have him here. I see Andrew giving a small golf clap in the background. But really, we had all talked about it ahead of time. We couldn't think of any wedding gifts for him. So all three of us agreed that this would likely suffice. Jack, welcome to List Night.
Only if I win. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
So only if you win, is this going to suffice as a wedding gift?
No. Still wouldn't.
Still won't?
No, I need that cold hard cash.
Cool. Cold hard cash it is. All right. Well, this week, like I said, we're going to be doing a draft episode. We're going to be doing one that our older audience probably not going to love that much. We're going to be drafting from the original 151 Pokemon, a topic that means a lot to all four of us. You know, we grew up with Pokemon. Thomas is frowning at me like he doesn't agree. We grew up with Pokemon. You know, we're big Pokemon fans, far too late in life, I think. I think at this point we should probably turn our backs on it. But this is one that we've talked about for a long time. And we felt the draft format probably made the most sense for this so that we don't repeat any picks. Prior to this episode, I did a CPU battle between a few characters in Super Smash Brothers to determine our order this week. We're going to be doing 6 rounds to ensure that everybody has the appropriate amount of picks to have 6 Pokemon in their group, in their bag.
I need to explain it for the older people. Why?
Yeah, for anyone who's played a Pokemon game, you carry 6 with you. So we're sticking with 6 this week. We're going to start with Andrew, then Jack, Thomas, and then myself, and then we're going to snake back the opposite way. So if you haven't seen a snake draft before, that would mean me, Thomas, Jack, Andrew, and then we'll start back at the beginning. That's it. Ready to get going. Andrew's going to go first. He has been talking a lot of shit about the picks that he's going to take from some of us, so I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot of shit, and I will continue to talk a lot of shit. My knowledge of the first generation of Pokemon runs deep. I am Kanto, born and raised, basically.
Do you think that's gonna help you at all?
No. Kanto, born and raised from the guy that always reps Flower Hill super hard. You got to pick, man.
Flower Hill is the Kanto of the real world. Everyone knows this, but
the grainiest, like least interesting version of it. Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, but not only does my knowledge of Pokemon run deep, my knowledge of you three runs deep. So I could take your picks if I wanted to right now. I just know which Pokemon you guys all want to pick.
Hold on.
You never texted me.
I understand this is supposed to be like big talking, but it's just really sad that the two things you know a lot about is Pokemon and us.
I know.
That's true. That's actually a really solid indictment of Andrew.
That's why I'm on this podcast, because I have no other transferable skills that transfer to any other part of life. But anyways, there's a number of directions I thought about going with the number 1 pick. But I'm just going to go with the classic, because you know what? I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being a bitch. I'm tired of being a sorry, sad-ass organization. And I'm going with Charizard. Charizard, number 1 pick.
Oh, what a boring first pick.
I was not even a kid who chose Charmander that often when I played Pokemon Blue version. But I get the hype for Charmander. I mean, he's a fire dragon. How could you not love him? I get it. He's badass, and he's my number 1. He's the number 1 overall pick of the List Night original Pokemon draft.
Firefighters probably don't like fire dragons.
So. Yeah, anyone who's like super against arson, not super into this pick. Look, you know, did I expect this to be the first pick no matter who had it? Kinda, yeah. He's between him and Pikachu. He's the most iconic. He's probably the quote unquote coolest Pokemon. I disagree with that, but Andrew traditionally makes boring picks, so this makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, for a guy who said he's so well versed in the Pokemon universe and he picks the most popular Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not a version of this Pokemon is on my draft board.
It's a fine balance between showing my deep knowledge of Pokemon Generation 1 and trying to win List Night. And I may have sold out a little bit, but I'm trying to win.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Thomas. I'm looking at my draft board now. I also don't have him on here. Maybe because I knew that I wasn't going to have the first pick, that I was like, I don't even want to consider it. But yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite of the starter evolutions.
Apparently, I could have saved him to be Mr. Relevant.
Yeah.
This is worse than my apple pie pick for Thanksgiving draft.
But I think, did you end up winning when we did the Thanksgiving draft?
No, I won.
I do not
Andrew
remember.
won. Okay, I was gonna say, like, yes, it was a bad first pick. It was one of the worst first picks I've ever seen. But it ended up being a good pick because it kept it off the board for other people.
Yes.
Just like Charizard. Woo.
Charizard. All right, number one pick, Charizard. Jack, the floor is yours.
Are we gonna have a clock?
There is no clock. No, I just expect you to not take that much time.
Oh,
well, it's a podcast, so I don't think
we're recording this. Like, we don't really want like dead air, so try not to have any.
He's like talking to his guys in the war room. He's calling his brothers.
Yeah, he's got guys going in and out with leaflets of paper. He has a binder. There's only 151 Pokemon. That doesn't fit that many pages.
Yeah. This is 250 sheets. I got plenty.
You guys realize how much time he's buying right now? Because I realize how much time he's buying right now.
You guys,
I mean, he is a pick.
You guys know me pretty well. Especially our Pokemon. What was it? Pokemon Snap Days and playing all those mini games. But that is not the direction I'm going to go in. With my first pick, I'm going to go with Jigglypuff. Because she is a beautiful soul. She's just an entertainer. She's just out here to entertain and sing her heart out. And unfortunately, people fall asleep when she sings to them. And I love that it pisses her off so much that she takes out a little Sharpie on the bottom of her microphone and she draws on them. I feel like that's really on par with how we live our lives when people fall asleep at parties. So I got Jigglypuff with the 102.
We're 30.
Also drawing you.
That's really good to know. I appreciate you taking the roofie drug of Pokemon. I think you're gonna get some votes.
Have you
He's
seen
the
Hypno?
melatonin?
Have I seen what?
Hypno?
Hypno. True.
There's creepier Pokemon than Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
I can't call this a bad pick because Jigglypuff is a fun character in most things. I'll call it a dumb pick, but I won't call it a bad pick.
It's a good pick to make it onto the draft board. I don't know if Jigglypuff is really carrying her weight as a number 2 pick.
A lot of weight.
I thought Jigglypuff was going to go early. This doesn't shock me. Some people just are Jigglypuff diehard fans. I get it. I mean,
she's an entertainer.
Jigglypuff has a cult following.
I like how Jack's really focused on she's an entertainer.
Shit. Yeah, she's out there busting her ass.
I love me some Jigglypuff and Smash Bros. Melee, but I don't need her in my team.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you try and use the easier characters to play with. Only true men play with Jigglypuff.
Oh wow! All right, big words. Big words from a man who has already made his pick. Thomas, the floor is yours. Your time for a pick.
I have a quick question. What do we all love? I'll answer it. Dogs.
Oh goddamn!
What else is cool?
Goddamn you!
I knew this would happen.
You know what's hot? Fire. RK9.
I am so mad that I let you have the pick in front of mine. That was going to be my first pick.
Andrew, when you said you didn't know if I wanted the evolved or not, I figured you knew.
Yeah.
RK9,
I knew before that.
Growlithe, cutest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get me anywhere. RK9, I can ride him. So,
you can ride him. Yeah.
Let the record show I did write that down in my notes app. I don't want to show it yet because I have Griffins also on there. But yes, I wrote RK9.
Burn your dick off, but you can ride him somewhere. This is exactly the way that our Thanksgiving draft went. Whoever was right ahead of me had my picks, and I am frustrated. I'm already hot.
Not gonna lie, they were on my board, and I totally forgot that he was. I should have thought that would not come back to me with you two going behind me.
All right, yeah, I mean it's a great pick, Thomas. I think you're gonna get a lot of love for that pick. Most people, dog people,
smart people.
Yeah, I'm annoyed. I'll say it. I'm annoyed. All right. On
I'm
to
glad.
me for the last pick of the first round. I know who Andrew thinks I'm gonna take. I think most people that know me think who I'm gonna take because they know the weird, almost sexual obsession I have with this Pokemon, and I'm not gonna take him because I'm not gonna play into your games, Andrew. Maybe I want to take him, but I'm not gonna take him. So rather than taking somebody that may be named later, for my first pick, the last pick of the first round, I'm going to go with a different starter full evolution, and I'm going to go with Blastoise.
Okay.
I think, yes, Venusaur is the better evolution
Funny.
in terms of like matchups or whatever, but we're going rule of cool here. Charizard and Blastoise are the two coolest of the starter Pokemon. They're off the board. Blastoise, I think, is cooler than Charizard. He'd also win a fight with Charizard. So I'm feeling good about it.
Did anybody go through and get Ivy or Venusaur? Ever? Did anybody ever
You mean
do?
Yeah.
Most
Start with
people
Bulbasaur.
get him in the game because he's the best starter to get.
I don't think as a kid most people started with Bulbasaur. I will say
No,
that. I
there's
think
Right.
later
I
on.
mean, like
It was
if you
later.
like if you're like game theory adults.
Sure, but Jack, you
Makes
might be
sense.
underestimating exactly how many times I played Pokemon Blue version. I played it probably 500 times. So yes,
Yeah.
I've
You
played
had
it.
to eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
This
ever have.
is-
I was always a Charmander and a Squirtle guy.
Later on in life, I switched because I got smart. But this is the first pick that I was on my draft board. Respect.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you were going to take this guy first. I feel like we've had some arguments about the OG starters in the past, but I get
Dogs
why
of
you went the
turtles,
direction you went in.
You know.
Can't complain. The guy's got literally cannon strapped to his back.
Yeah, he's like a weird hybrid machine thing. I don't really understand that. I feel like he's the only Pokemon that went in that direction, but he has literal tank cannons on his body.
Yeah, he's just like a normal turtle, and then except for that.
Yeah, well, and he's like 7 feet tall, but outside of that, yeah, he's a normal turtle.
There's some giant turtles out there.
There are some giant turtles.
Who the hell's Arcanine?
All right, for the first pick of the second round, it's going to stick with me again because I did once again for some reason give myself the hot corner. I'm going to redeem myself from the Thanksgiving draft. For the first pick of the second round, I'm going to go with Gyarados.
Ah,
Gyarados fucks. Magikarp sucks shit. Not going to pick a Magikarp. Don't want to go through the whole process of evolving him. But if I can just take him at his evolution already, I'm going Gyarados. He's one of the coolest Pokemon. He absolutely slaps. Everyone wanted him on their team back in the day.
This was gonna be well, no, I had two for my next pick, and he was one of them. It was one of them. So you made my pick easier. I'm not that happy about it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's a really good Pokemon. He's a Dragon Serpent. You know, but you know, true players get a level 100 Magikarp and just tackle people. So that's how real gamers play.
They flail. Jack, I
Yeah,
got to
did
ask
you say dragon surfing or dragon serpent?
Serpent. He said
Damn,
serpent. I
wish
got to
it
ask
said
you,
serpent.
Jack,
Wish it said surfing.
because I see your notes down below. Did you print out the 151 Pokemon so that you could cross them off as you go on? Like, do you have their types and everything associated with them?
No. This is just a nice black and white image of all of them. But yeah, I'm going through.
Got
Might as well.
it. Excellent.
I was
Fantastic.
I'm in a
convinced you-
draft. I might as well play the game.
I was
Right.
convinced you were just like looking at real estate or something, or like you were just pretending to like flip through a book that had nothing to do with this.
He's got a dictionary over there. He's having a good time. He's learning words.
Honestly,
That
Griffin, though,
board
this
with
pick makes a lot of
Griffin's
sense for you. I think you look like Gyarados a bit. He's like tall and skinny and horrifyingly ugly. I get it. So
Jesus.
honestly, I
He's
think you
tall
look like
and skinny and I mean, like, I guess the second word kind of comes to mind for Gyarados,
Holy
but
crap.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean, are you like? Did you want Gyarados? Because there's a lot of hate and fire behind that.
Yeah. I'm,
I would have probably eventually picked him maybe in the 5th or 6th round. He is a good Pokemon.
Especially 2 water types back to back. It's a little top heavy
Yeah,
there.
you're getting water
It is.
heavy.
It is. I'm going rule of cool. I'm saying, this is the TV show, man.
You're going
I'm going to
rule of
win some
cool.
battles that no one really understands despite tight matchups.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the second best turtle Pokemon in this generation. I'm making it up. It might not be a turtle. I just assume it is. Lapras.
Is a seal. No.
Lapras is
There's
no
a
seal
Loch Ness
is
Monster.
Turtle?
seal
No,
is a seal.
seal is what is Lapras?
A sea turtle?
Lapras is no Lapras is
I
like
got it right
a,
here. I got it right here. She's a
I think Lapras is just
You
like
have a picture. We know what she looks like, Jack.
A sea monster?
yeah. I think it's just supposed to be like the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah,
she's
she's
a
Loch
Loch
Ness.
Ness.
She's
Yeah, but
she's
it
Nessie.
looks like a shell. Either way, it's a great pick. Shut up.
why is
Um,
that a good pick? Explain
because-
why the Loch Ness monster chick is a good pick.
It can act like a boat. It can act like a waterbed.
It can
has
act like a
long
boat.
neck.
It can act
It's
like a
pretty.
boat. It can act like a boat.
It could beat
Those are
you
the
up.
three things it can do.
It could beat you up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Lapras has like this mystical quality about it for some reason. Although
Like me.
I guess it's like fairly cool. Not you, Lapras, but I don't know. I don't think I would have picked Lapras. Like
Well,
I remember
yeah,
it
but
being.
you'll never be in the ocean on a Lapras with an Arcanine. So
Well, that's
I
true.
will be.
That-
You
You
won't be.
kill your Arcana.
Well, that's true. But the
They're
thing that
friends.
always got me was they always made a big deal about how Lapras can surf. Both in the anime and in the Pokemon games. The guy who gave you Lapras was like, I love surfing on this Lapras. It's great to surf on or whatever. When every other water Pokemon in the entire game can learn surf anyways. So it's like,
Andrew,
not that special.
do you shred?
I try to shred the
He
Gnar.
doesn't
I shred.
shred. He doesn't shred. You know who shreds?
You shred
Thomas
on your
shreds.
Lapras? So you like stand on Lapras?
Yeah.
If you're
I was
shredding
gonna
on
do it.
Lapras, I feel like there's like even more of a slavery component for that Pokemon than there normally would be.
It's fun for both of us.
Okay, all right. I disagree. All right, not on my draft board. I'll say it.
Yeah, and mine
Oh,
either.
yeah.
I feel like so most of my Pokemon was in the games, obviously, and a little bit of the anime show. And I feel like Lapras was someone that like I captured, and then I was like, all right, you're going right back into my bin of Pokeballs. Never cracked the top 6.
I think Lapras got a ton of play in the show because they were always traveling places on her back. But yeah, I assume her.
They're back.
They're back. Yes, thank you, Jack. But in the game, I don't even remember where you would get her.
In the
You gotta
Sylph
be
scope.
giving her, right?
Or yeah, in the Sylph Company, right towards
Yeah.
the end when you're about to face
Ah.
Giovanni. After you face your rival, there's a guy standing next to your rival. Talk to him; he'll give you Lapras.
See, people are always like, Griffin, you're the nerdy one on the show.
Level
No, I'm
level
fucking
30, I
not.
think.
No, I'm not the nerdy one on the show.
I think you're right, Andrew.
I'm the skinny, tall, like very ugly one, I guess, according to Andrew.
Yeah, you're the
not the nerdy
Gyarados
one.
of the group.
I'm the Gyarados. All right, Jack.
Griffin does.
All right. Well, thank
What
God
do you
Lapras
toss?
is off. I was worried for a second.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that there's another everyone's favorite turtle, I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
pick this guy. He is by far the coolest Pokemon, especially when he wears his black shades with his squad. I'm talking about Squirtle. Specifically Ash Ketchum's Squirtle, who was the leader of the Squirtle squad. And they all, if you haven't seen it, when the picture comes up, it's got to be that specific one because he's got the cool
Sure.
shape. Yeah, so he was my favorite starter growing up. He blows bubbles. That's fun. And save the turtles. So you can't really hate that.
He is badass, and this
Yeah.
is also the direction I thought Thomas was going in because he said turtle, and this actually is a turtle. But yeah, no,
I thought-
this of the 500 times I played the original Pokemon games, I probably started with Squirtle 400 of those times. My favorite starter, so I respect the pick.
Just a lot of shade being thrown at War Turtle right now. Not only has Blastoise and Squirtle gone before him, but Lapras, who isn't even a turtle, was called a cooler turtle than him.
How do you guys know the Loch Ness monster isn't related to turtles?
I never said they were.
I was talking about this with Lauren this morning extensively, and you can't get a clear cut look at him. It might be a Lapras out there. All the photos are fuzzy.
Griffin,
Thank
to your
you.
point about War Turtle, though, I think a lot of the middle evolutions run into this problem where the designers like try to make them not as cute as the first ones, but
They all
not as
have
like,
anger
but not as
problems.
badass as the final evolution. So like
Yeah,
the middle ones
teenagers.
kind of like, Yeah, they're awkward.
They're very. I mean, that's kind of what I liked about the OG. Like, there was a definite like progression for the first couple generations. The middle generation of the starters were like very obvious teenagers.
Yeah.
They're stepping stones.
Yeah. All right.
Get a job.
Cool.
But Andrew,
My
give us
turn?
your shitty pick.
All right. Last pick of the second round. I'm going to go with another fire pick. Why not? I'm not such a pyromania, but I'm going to because this is a great Pokemon that is often overlooked. Ninetales. I think Ninetales is a badass Pokemon. Fox type Pokemon with 9 tails, like just like this white elegant fur. Very cool. Not a Pokemon that you would expect would be like completely badass, but a Pokemon that is completely badass. Ninetales is my second pick.
Got some Cruella de Vil vibes from that description.
Not the
Like I described it pretty well.
Not in the top 2 of fire canines, but like not a bad pick either. Not a bad pick.
I gotta agree with Sarah over here. That Ninetales is a solid pick. They were high on my board. Because did you guys hear about the rock in Japan that broke on March 8th in Nasu, Japan? There was a stone that housed Tamamo no Me. Hold on, there's a stone that housed Tamamo no Me, which was a 9-tailed fox demoness, and the rock was found to be cracked open like a few days ago. So Ninetales is real, and she's out there.
Ninetales is out and about.
So Jack, just so that we're all kind of on board with this, you were going to pick Ninetales, and that's why you prepared this, right? This isn't something that you just knew. Yeah,
1,000%.
all right. There is no way you just like had that off the top.
She was number 2
because no one on earth has that off the top.
Oh my god! I mean, it's a great pick.
Also, big shout out to Naruto. I guess Andrew's the anime guy. Also, another Ninetales demon.
I thought we were doing top 5 until about 30 minutes ago. So she was my number 3.
Fair.
Well, now she's your number nothing because someone else
got her. Now she sucks. Let's get her back in that rock.
Yikes.
Let Ninetales free.
Yeah, right, good pick, Andrew. I consider Ninetales didn't make my draft board, but she was right outside of it. Or
gotcha.
I guess I think that's another feminine one.
I think it was determined in later generations that all Pokemon come in both like they're both male and female. They're
except for specific ones that have a male or female iteration, like a
Nidoran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Third round. First pick in the third round. I'm gonna take Ditto. And I know this is a Pokemon. I feel like Griffin's brought him up before randomly during a previous list night somehow. That just rings a bell.
Maybe.
But yeah, Ditto's just got that cool ability to copy any Pokemon that it faces, and that derpy face that only a Ditto mother could love.
I just feel like getting a Ditto is like having a kid that all it does is repeat after you.
it's like a parrot. It's a little bit like a parrot.
It sounds awful.
It's also
I get what you're saying. It's cool. It sounds awful.
The kid that picks a Ditto for one of his 6 Pokemon to take with him on his journey across the Pokemon region is the same kid who, when he rubs a magic lamp, says that he wants 1,000,000 wishes. Come on. Commit to something.
So a smart kid is what you're saying?
A fucking loser who's just imprisoning a genie for their entire life. You're imprisoning this Ditto. I get the pick. I do want to point out that the only Ditto that had the derpy face was the Ditto in the anime. The other ones could do a full copy. That one just wasn't good at its job. But
thing.
I mean, the Ditto versions of everything with the derpy face, very cute. I respect that part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys should be honored by this pick because it's almost a compliment to your picks. If our teams are facing off against each other, maybe I'm jealous that I wasn't able to get Blastoise, that I wasn't able to
I know you are.
Knowing what I know about
thing.
I'm pretty sure Ditto can copy more than just Pokemon. So I imagine when we're not around, you would use the Ditto to have conversations with us specifically.
Okay.
Creeps me out a little bit.
Weird. Weird all around.
Yeah, that's Andrew.
Right,
that's how Andrew thinks, guys. You think you know him? I know him.
Jack's stalling.
Jack is stalling again.
I don't know where to go here. I don't know if I want to go with the block or with With my gut. I think I'm gonna go with my gut. Yeah, because I don't care about your swole body.
Pepto-Bismol
Pokemon.
works.
You can't trust your gut. What can you trust?
Exactly.
An
All right,
Arcanine, I'll
but-
tell you that. You can trust an Arcanine.
Don't trust your butt.
Sure can. Let's see. I'm gonna go with my next pick. I'm gonna go with Gengar, who
Oh, okay.
is
I almost took
a
Gengar last.
mischievous shadow Pokemon. Not only I feel like with the Pokemon world, it's very like happy-go-lucky, like yay, it's kids playing with cute creatures. But Gengar like murders people. Like if he hunts down people that are lost in the woods and eats them, eats their soul, which I think is just, I mean, he's the only murderer in town. It's pretty badass. And also he likes to play tricks on people and pretend to be their shadow. And also I used him a lot in the games. He's a good lad. So Gengar.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, Gengar in the show, I remember it was like super devious and not only like scary but also funny. He's just a good character. Like, yeah, it was like the horrifying shit mixed with like hijinks.
Exactly.
I feel like Haunter got more into like the really dark shit, and Gengar was like, I just want to fuck with people.
That's what I thought it was too. But I was like reading like a little paragraph about him like before this, and it was like, yeah, he eats the souls of hikers that are lost. And I was like, dang, Gengar goes hard.
Is that how he got so fat? He a big
Yeah.
boy.
he's thick.
He's a Kirby who just didn't know when to quit.
I like the design of Gengar too. I think he's like a simply drawn Pokemon, but like one that's really cool.
I can't say he crossed my mind at all. So I'm not upset about your pick.
Well,
Yeah, he was absolutely not on my list.
great, good.
We have very different. I'm appreciating that we have very different thinking. Except for Thomas and I, we might have some crossover.
Well, here's the problem.
I don't love that.
My issue right now is that not enough of mine have been taken off the board. So now I have to make the decision for myself, which of these 20 I want. And that's a little hard for me.
Sure.
But my next pick gonna be my boy or girl, Snorlax.
You're such a piece of shit. Oh my god. It's
You wanted
unbelievable how
Snorlax?
this happens.
Yeah, who doesn't
Not-
want Snorlax?
Well, not you. You just picked him.
I wanted Snorlax because he's like everything that I wish I could be. Fat.
He's everything I am. I sleep. I'm larger than I should be. Sometimes it's hard to wake me up.
And you block everyone's way. You're
And I
always in the
don't
way
move
when we're
That's
trying to get around
absolutely
you.
true. That's absolutely true. You're the roadblock of people.
Oh,
It's a good pick.
that
Yeah.
hurt.
See why you picked him.
And like again, see now I have land travel with my buddy, my pal RK9. I got sea travel with Lapras, and I have a portable bed with Snorlax. I mean, I don't need anything else but my friends.
Snorlax will not let you lay on him. He will kick you right out.
To be clear, when you say you don't need anything else but your friends, you're referring to these fictional Pokemon and not us, right?
Correct.
Got it. Just
Yeah,
wanted to be
yeah.
very, very on top of that.
You were
Snorlax's
correct.
best appearances were both in Super Smash Bros. Games. Firstly, as a Pokemon in a Pokeball, used as an item, but then also in the stage Pokefloats. Those are Snorlax's two best appearances. I would argue.
Yeah.
You're so
Snorlax.
dumb. It hurts me.
Good.
Okay, Griffin, what's your next pick?
All right. I feel like I need to do some Jack stalling now that I didn't get that one. I'm gonna make the pick that Andrew thought I was gonna take early. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. This is for reasons that may become obvious to people. I don't know. He's my favorite Pokemon. I'm going with Machoke. Put that championship belt on, baby. Let's go.
What's most upsetting is that you're the next pick, so we can't just move on right now.
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't move on.
You
I want to hear your
strategically
thoughts
wanted to
on
talk
me
about him.
picking Machoke.
There are
Yeah,
no
well, here's
thoughts.
it's backwards, but there's my prediction. Thomas
There are
Arcanine,
no
Griffin,
thoughts. I
Machoke.
mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing
I knew
that
that
can
one
be
was
said
coming.
that hasn't been said about you and your weird obsession with Machoke.
Here's and for the listeners back home that don't
It's 100% sexual.
It's also come up in like 10 other list night episodes that had nothing to do with Pokemon.
if you're listening back home and you don't know a whole lot about Pokemon, you're probably gonna wish that you were watching the YouTube video version of this, so that you can see what Machoke looks like, and then it will probably be pretty self-explanatory to you why I chose him. I'm basically choosing like John Cena, like that's, or like Stone Cold, like that's who I'm honestly. My favorite Pokemon is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Just a jacked dude. I'm just always surprised you don't want Machamp because he has more arms for choking. But
that was honestly, when I was sitting here stalling, I was trying to decide between Machoke or Machamp, because I knew whichever way I went, you would probably just like, if I took Machoke, you'd be like, well, Machamp has more arms for choking, and then vice versa.
Funnily enough, in reality, like I'm not a big Machamp fan. Like I don't know. I always, and I told them this when we were recording a different episode the other day, I always liked the description for Machoke where he wears that championship belt that he wears because he's literally too strong for his own body, and it like helps keep him, I guess, like from dying. I don't know. I don't know what the end result would be if he didn't have that on. I just thought that was cool. Like it's like a really weirdly dark thing to include in a description about a Pokemon, but in a world where Cubone wears its mom's skull as its face, it's kind of on brand.
Yeah, the more you get into the Pokemon lore, the more you realize they didn't shy away from dark backstories.
No, super
unnecessarily dark backstories.
Yeah.
Or Gengar killing hikers.
Yeah.
No, he didn't kill them. He just ate their souls.
Yeah.
Potato,
All right.
potato.
Well, I don't know how much more we need to focus on.
I'm glad we
Machoke.
got that one out of the way. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could have taken him as my last pick and he still would have been on the board. But
Correct.
Yep.
I was afraid that one of you guys would take him just to upset me. All right, on to the fourth round. I'll be taking the first pick of the fourth round. I had a direction I was gonna go with this, but I just picked a rock type, so I'm not gonna go in this direction. Instead, I'm gonna say my fourth pick, Dragonite. I'm gonna go with Dragonite. He's a tough motherfucker. He's like one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. I don't really remember if he comes into the show a whole lot, but he's just this dope dragon that shoots literal laser beams. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get Charizard, but I got the guy stronger than Charizard, so I'll take it.
Didn't he deliver the invitation to Mewtwo's lair in like the Mewtwo
in the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back or whatever? He may have.
Yeah.
He was one of the Pokemon you face. I don't remember if he's not your rival's strongest Pokemon, I don't think, but he's
the elite people
in the Elite Four. He's like one of the last Pokemon you face in the Elite Four when you face the leader of it. Andrew may remember better than me.
I think
he's sitting there waiting to teach us.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. Are you talking about the show in the game?
I'm talking about the game.
Okay, in the game, yeah, Lance was the last guy in the Elite Four,
Yeah.
and he was the Dragon Master, so he had like Dratini's and Dragonairs and a Dragonite.
Yeah, there was probably a point in many of our lives where we thought Lance was a cool name because of that character, and then we grew up and realized no, it's not.
Yeah, I think he also had an Aerodactyl, so yeah, he had all like the weird dragon type.
He was a big dragon guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He's a cool dragon. He's
doesn't look intimidating.
He's like the only, well, him and his earlier form, like that whole line they're technically the only dragon type Pokemon in Generation 1. They may have like in subsequent generations gone back and like changed Charizard's type to like dragon or whatever, but like
Charizard is flying and fire, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So that was always a cool line of
he
Pokemon.
Looks like he should be in Dragon Tales.
He does look like he should be in Dragon Tales, which is a show that absolutely slapped. He also, has a little bit in common with Ditto in that they both have kind of derpy faces.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Thomas. Like he kind of looks out of place. He doesn't really look like a Pokemon per se. He looks like he's either in Dragon Tales or just like a drawing of Puff the Magic Dragon. He's sort of out of place.
He's too mythical.
He looks very just like zen about everything when it like Pokemon's like 120 through like 151 or so on the list. Like they're all really aggressive. It's a lot of the ones that you get like later in the game. They're all like very very cool to a young kid. And then you've got Dragonite, who's just kind of this like fat, upright dragon who seems like nothing phases him.
He's like a monk.
Yeah.
But then he has lasers that come out of his eyes.
But then
Least
he
respect.
can like fuck up cities. So, you know, you take the good with the bad. He's a cool guy.
Fair. Good pick.
He was gonna be my next pick. Actually,
I'm glad that I could get you back one of these days.
Well, once again, like Gyarados, it was between Dragonite,
Mhm.
and someone else who was previously mentioned, and that is Aerodactyl. Because just a badass looking Pokemon.
He is. Yeah.
And that's about it.
He's just a
Aerodactyl
pterodactyl.
is one of the ones you get from the fossils, right?
Yeah.
It's Aerodactyl or
Andrew.
Incorrect. I mean, he is a fossil, but he's not the two that you're thinking of that are in Mountain Moon. The two that you're thinking of in Mountain Moon are
That's not what I'm
Ammonite
thinking of.
and Kabuto.
That's not
Kabuto was the other one. I was
Aerodactyl,
thinking.
you have to go to Pewter City to the museum above Brock's gym, and then later in Cinnabar Island, it's called Old Amber is the name of the fossil. And you switch
I
it
don't
out and you get an
understand how
Aerodactyl.
women have ever had sex with you.
Wow.
I don't talk about this. This is the only time I get to talk about my deep
I'm
knowledge.
gonna-
we can tell from the glow on your face that you're just loving
waiting
it.
for
right
so
now.
You
long.
waited
You've
until you
never
had a
been
girlfriend for like 4 years before you were willing to undertake this topic. You were like, I got to
He's
make sure
never
I've
been
got this
happier.
one locked down.
Uh,
It's impressive.
thank you.
It's impressive
Thank you,
how
guys.
detailed you are on this. Yeah, on to
Thank you for everyone thinking my pick was great.
it was fine. I think we're more focused on how great Andrew is at this, but your pick was good too.
I'll be honest with you, Thomas. I don't think I've ever used Aerodactyl when
me
playing the
neither.
games.
Me neither.
neither.
Like,
Yeah, no one's used them.
And
Yeah.
honestly,
I wouldn't say no one's used them.
if I hadn't looked up the first generation to remind myself, I would not have thought of it. It never crosses my mind, but it is a badass looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
I do want to say I had him on my list for a potential late choice, but I didn't think he was still going to be on the board. I figured somebody would take him.
Again, so many of mine are still on the board that like I'm like,
I know. Can we just do like 15 rounds?
yeah.
We cannot.
I
cannot.
want you guys to pick them so I can be mad about something.
Yeah. Well, I'll take a crack at it. Because now I'm all thrown off with how I want to go about my order. I think someone can wait. I think someone can wait. So, with my next pick, I'm gonna go with Scyther,
Motherfucker.
Mm.
who is yes, I love that reaction. There's nothing better than hearing someone say "fuck" after your pick. Let me just paint you a picture. It is a like raptor face looking, pissed off flying insect with scissors or with blades for hands, which means the only way that he drinks beers are Edward 40 hands. So that's the kind of Pokemon I want to hang out with. Scyther.
When I was saying a minute or two ago that after about 120 or so, they all just get really aggressive looking, Scyther is the immediate one that springs to mind. He's just a series of like claws and blades.
Yeah.
He's the coolest Pokemon
Yeah.
if you're 8 years old, or in Jack and I's case, 29.
And he knows cut.
He does know cut.
It crossed my mind to pick Scyther, but then I was like, in real life, like I don't actually want it. Like in the game, I'm like, yeah, let me get it, but I'm like, I'm good.
If you
If
rock
you
up to a
want-
club with
you
a
want-
Scyther
you
at
want
your
a
back,
pterodactyl?
you're getting in.
Yeah.
You're getting in. He's like the John
Yeah.
Wick of Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. You want him on your side, not the fossil.
Yeah,
Grass
I
can't
would've-
cut rock.
yeah, this pisses me off, Jack. I definitely would have taken Scyther, either my next pick or the following one.
All right.
If we had done this draft when I was 8 years old, he would have been my number one. Not even close.
See,
I love
agree.
Scyther. He was
Yeah.
so cool. He
I
still
had a
is so
picture
cool.
of Scyther, like a drawing of Scyther that one of my friends made in my room when I was like 6 years old. Really good drawing. He was just my favorite Pokemon.
If
Who
I
was
was
your
less
first pick?
mature, I would have picked him too.
God,
I will
Jack.
say, looking at the list, the team so far, Andrews is the most.
That's Andrew. That's Andrew.
Jax is the most like
Well-rounded,
Kind of weird.
well thought of.
Like kind of like everyone guesses it, but it's still weird. Mine's just super cool, and Griffin's is like
Sexual.
Griffin's is like you want to invite them to the party, but when they don't show up, you're not that upset.
By
That's how I feel about
Pokemon
them
or
so
me?
far. Well, that's what I'm saying. All the lists relate to you guys very well.
Got it. That's one of the more hurtful things you've said to me. And you've crossed some lines with me in the past. But fair is fair.
I do not know how I'm going to narrow it down. But anyways, all right. Last pick of the 4th round. My pick's going to be Alakazam. That whole line of Abracadabra and Alakazam was always an interesting one. I think of the gym leader Sabrina and how creepy she was, and that she had like the ability to bend spoons, and Alakazam would hold spoons and Kadabra held a spoon. But yeah, Alakazam was just like, I don't even know how to describe him. He's just like a weird humanoid, like psychic creature that
he's got
messed
the
with
Fu Manchu.
Yeah, he had the Fu Manchu too. So I liked Kadabra and Alakazam, but I'm gonna go with the stronger one. So I'm with Alakazam.
I couldn't really tell you. Go on.
Alakazam looks to me, and I mean, you can kind of see this in some of the Pokemon, and it's neither here nor there. Alakazam looks like he was designed by probably the same person as Scyther. Like they have a lot of commonality in
the angular face.
Yeah, just super angular, like specific item-based arms. They're both very cool looking. They're both very strong.
They're both Pokemon that look like they're designed by someone into aliens.
Yeah.
Or raptors.
Raptors.
Don't ask me why, but this is the one Pokemon where I was certain you'd pick him, Andrew. I really don't know why.
Did you jot it down in your notes section?
I did not.
Yeah, you don't have the receipts. That's interesting because I don't think I'm not like the number one Alakazam fan, but I respect greatness.
I'm pretty sure you are the number one Alakazam. It's you and Sabrina, the number one Alakazam fans.
I think what it is that I pay you rent because I live in your head. So
it's like the second time you've said that this week.
No, someone else said it last.
Someone else said it. Okay. That's worse. That's more embarrassing.
He's a good Pokemon to use in the game, though.
Good.
I'll give you that. I used to have him on my list for like when I played through Pokemon Blue.
Yeah, he was a good person to have like midway down in your party. Sometimes towards the top, or right below your starter, because he was just strong. Like,
so just somewhere.
Well, the move Psychic was just really strong, and it was super effective against like half the types in the game. So it worked really well.
It required a friend though to trade to get him, and I couldn't do that. So.
All right. Okay, on to the 5th round. 5th and penultimate round. I'm gonna pick.
Great word, dude.
For my penultimate pick, I'm gonna take the long forgotten evolution that is better than the original. Raichu. Raichu gets overlooked because Ash was an idiot and wouldn't let Pikachu wouldn't let himself evolve in the anime. So because of that, everyone hates on Raichu. Raichu's so much better than Pikachu.
Yeah, Raichu slaps.
Just look at Raichu.
Yeah.
Forget even the stats, but just like look at it.
Raichu was going to be my 3rd pick, but I kept moving him down because I had some confidence that he'd still be there, which was clearly a mistake. This is a great pick.
Thank you.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not stunned, but very surprised that it took this long into the draft for a Pikachu or Pikachu evolution to make it onto somebody's list, considering he is the most famous Pokemon of all time. But I'm glad it was Raichu and not Pikachu.
Yeah. Or Pikachu.
He doesn't get his due, and I mean, for just like every other evolution, he's stronger and cooler.
Raichu is so much better.
Yeah.
Plus his tail.
I never really had him.
Honestly, I'd probably rather take a Pichu than a Pikachu. I like how their attacks hurt them. I think that's funny.
Okay, Jack, what's your pick?
Moving on. I forgot to write that the pterodactyls out of here. I got to update my sheet. All
We're
right.
Stalling, Jack. The amount of stalling that you
With
do is insane.
With my fifth pick, I'm going to take another. I have a theme here. I'd like to just
Long time.
make sure is well known. I'm going to go with everyone's favorite housekeeper and best friend and performer. It's Mr. Mime.
Everyone's
again-
favorite housekeeper.
Wait. Mr. Mime
And
is everyone's
performer.
favorite performer, not Jigglypuff.
I'm pretty sure Jinx
They
is most
go
people's
together.
favorite performer.
They go together. So Mr. Mime, not only is he a slept-on, fantastic person to have in your party in Pokemon Blue and Red, because he can counter most every like high-powered Pokemon. But he entertains you while he's doing it. He's making invisible walls. He's hanging around. He cleans Ash's mom's house, so he's a good friend. And if you interrupt his performance, he slaps the ever-living crap out of you. So, great guy to have around.
Yeah, I'm
So-
sure he had a lot of performances with Ash's mom.
Oh yikes!
Yes.
No, my
Don't want to
biggest
get
takeaway.
interrupted.
My biggest takeaway from this is that Jack just is building a team to entertain himself. He wants
Yes.
Jigglypuff to sing for him. He wants
It's
Mr.
the
Mime.
loneliest team.
Yeah.
He wants Squirtle to be the cool guy. He wants Gengar to play pranks, Scyther to look tough,
Jack,
and Mr. Mime to entertain.
when Jack goes on his Pokemon
Oh, no.
adventure, he's like, I'm staying as far away from the cities as possible. I'm just camping with my Pokemon and making them like they're like a traveling troupe.
Yeah, we're a traveling troupe. Exactly. We set up shop in the middle of the town square. We got our little boxes that we stand on. Great. That's how we make an income. you know?
It's I
Squirtle's blowing
respect
bubbles
it.
for the kids.
Yeah,
Hey, it's a pick.
it is in fact a thing.
Honestly, I have beef with Mr. Mime. He's too human.
Human.
I
Too
said
human,
Alakazam
yes.
was humanoid, but like Mr. Mime is too creepily close to a human. To
Yeah,
the
he's
point-
just a
don't
weird
believe-
French guy.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
don't believe
4
he's a
fingers,
Pokemon.
not 5.
I think it is a dude.
Clearly not human.
Plenty
You
of
think
people
there
have
are no
4
people
fingers.
with 4 fingers, Jack? That's
His
the thing that
ears,
divides
his
him.
ears
from you.
are purple. Come on.
It's
He's
a
not.
hat.
No.
Yeah, he's just a French guy.
It's a pick.
If you put him in baggy clothing, he could possibly, be your cousin.
What? Because he's with Ash's mom all the time. He's never wearing clothing.
That's how she likes him. So yeah,
this
Mr.
is,
Mime.
Good penultimate pick, man. Really,
I know,
really
I
took
know.
advantage of your traveling troupe.
It's also slightly
Ah.
terrifying. Let's remember that.
Are you
wanna come
struggling,
around the
Thomas,
corner
because I
at night
took
and see him.
Raichu?
Yeah. I got 3 I really want. I only
Mm.
got 2 picks left,
That hurts.
and I don't think anyone's gonna pick any of them.
Well, let's hear him, and then you can tell us afterwards who you didn't get was.
I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
get
come
my
up on
2
yours.
for 1.
There's also literally nothing we can do about it. Me and Andy.
I hate who I think your 2 for 1 is going to be.
Kangaskhan.
You're such a
Oh, Kangaskhan, yeah.
thought about that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Ugh, this isn't even
Thomas. I
planned.
don't
even
understand. I
planned.
feel like do you have access to my Gmail? Like, do you look at my drafts?
Here's the thing. I probably do, but I don't look.
God damn.
You could have gone 3 for 1 if you went with like Magneton, or a lot for 1 if you went with Execute.
Yeah, but then you'd
Yeah.
have to go with Execute.
And then there's
Or
a magnet
Magneton.
Executor?
all the time. Who wants magnets?
Yeah, no,
Insane
Kangaskhan.
clown posse.
Just kangaroos are cool, but then you add spikes and muscles and Pokemon powers, and it's cooler.
Yeah.
So
Plus, it's like Genghis-Khan. I don't know if you guys ever caught on to that.
Kangaskhan is a very funny name for a Pokemon. And it always like blew my mind that so many English names for Pokemon are so good. And I'm not necessarily including this one, but like so many of them are like very good puns or something to do with
Yeah.
like their type or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm like, what was their Japanese name? Like they must be the same
Different.
type of pun in Japanese too. But yeah. Yeah,
Not always the
Kangaskhan's pretty
case.
cool.
I thought about saying the Japanese word and seeing if you guys knew what it was, but I know I'd butcher those words.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you're probably better off not doing that.
Yeah, I don't want that out on the internet.
All right. Yeah. Good. Look, I can't hate on it because I was gonna make it. So good pick, dude. Fuck you.
It's
but
just
good
like-
pick.
You get a super cool bodyguard, but also like, oh, look, you cute little baby. little baby.
If you, so that I'm clear, if you had a bodyguard, you would hope that they took their child to work with them.
In this scenario, yes.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, this is like having 7 Pokemon for the price of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't beat
Wheeling
that
and
deal.
dealing.
All right. For my penultimate pick and the last pick of the 5th round. God damn. Oh, Thomas has just decimated my list. I'm going to go with Onyx. One of the first Pokemon you're introduced to in the anime. One of, in my opinion, one of the coolest Pokemon. Doesn't pertain because we're talking 151, but he's got a pretty sick evolution as well. Yeah, I'm all about that rock snake.
So
snakes.
the rock Gyarados is what you're picking.
Yeah, there's a lot of
dry.
a lot of
Same
snake,
shape.
a lot of snake
Dry.
imagery on my list. I feel like that's kind of my own ode to Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. But
Onyx is cool. I think Steelix is stupid. I think it looks.
I mean, it's a
stupid.
really not creative evolution. It just looks cool.
Yeah. I see. I disagree.
I never
think
used
the face looks stupid. Yeah, I mean,
It looks stupid.
Well, Steelix wasn't
yeah.
Generation 1, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm just
cut that.
tossing that in there.
Cut that.
Cut that.
All right. Yeah, that's I wasn't gonna pick it, but it's not a bad pick either. I respect this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like Charizard. It's a little boring, but
The one thing I'll say about Geodude and Onyx in the games is that they're supposed to be super intimidating when you go and fight Brock for the first time in the first gym. But if you pick Squirtle, it's like the easiest thing in the world to beat them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little bit broken. But then if you pick Charmander, it's like impossible to beat them.
It's tough. Yeah, you gotta grind a little bit if you want to beat him. If you take a Charmander,
But you gotta go catch a Pidgey and then get it to like learn Gust.
yeah.
yeah.
On
Glad
around, just
glad we're all in
murdering
agreement on
Rattatas.
that one. I'm gonna stick with the animal theme for my last pick, first pick of the last round, and I'm gonna go Tauros. Yeah, I feel like this one, born in May, I am in fact a Taurus. He's not that creative looking of a Pokemon, but he's just kind of dope. The big bull with the 3 tails. I tried to have him in my party as often as possible when I was playing the games growing up. I thought he was pretty sick. But I think you got him in the Safari Zone. Yeah.
I never did.
Yeah, I feel like we had talked about
Yeah.
that previously. How you just did not thrive in the Safari Zone. Where if you're not aware, dear listener, you throw rocks at Pokemon and then capture them. So make of that
But you
what
got Kangaskhan.
But
Yeah.
that's gonna be my last pick. Kind of mad about not getting Kangaskhan.
You got me back though.
Yeah.
I probably would not have picked it as my last pick, but it was certainly an option. So I'm here for it.
All right.
I'm glad it has a home, is what I'm saying.
Me too, man. Me too. After what this country has done to its bison population, you just gotta do what you can.
Yeah, do what you can.
Yeah,
Gotta do what you
respect.
can.
I mean, yeah, Tauros, I don't think would have crossed my mind. Like, it's definitely a cool Pokemon, but I always picture it just like in a stampede with other Tauroses. It's not really a standalone star, which is what I'm looking for. And clearly what Jack's looking for in his list, he's looking for stars
You have a
Yeah.
that
Ditto.
pop.
I would imagine he would be able to call a lot of friends, just like roll super deep.
Yeah.
And he's part of an ensemble. Jack would have him jumping through like flaming hoops and like standing on his hind legs, pretending to be an elephant, because in my
So
eyes,
Jack's just
Jack
running
is
a
just
Pokemon
starting
circus.
a circus.
Red
Yeah, because he's a
flag.
sociopath. But
Tauros.
I'm keeping him away from that life. I made sure that Jack couldn't have him, and I feel good about
See,
that.
Tauros is the boy that you don't always hang out with, but like he has your back, and when you call him, he's calling other people. Like, so like he's got you, and his boys have now got you.
Thomas,
That's
I
what you
want to
want in a
spend
friend.
just a day in your brain, because the way that the analogies that you're making for these Pokemon, they're killing me.
And also, I've never gotten that vibe from Tauros. Every time I've ever seen a Tauros, I feel like it wants to murder me.
Yeah. In terms of
Well, I mean,
That's because they're my
would.
boy. Yeah.
Thomas and I are sharing this Tauros. He doesn't fuck with you.
Fuck Tauros.
You're wearing red right now. That seems like a poor choice.
Wow. Good for you.
I know colors.
I gotta check something real quick before I make this pick. I'll be honest with you guys.
Pronunciation guide.
No. Fuck you.
Yeah, gangsta.
With my last pick, I'm gonna stray away from the
Big animals.
canine like animals
Sure.
and go for a another water type or partially water type. Gold duck. I like gold
Ooh,
duck.
yeah, it's a good. Gold Duck was on my he wasn't going to make it onto my actual list, but if things had played out a certain way, I was going to pick him. Good choice.
Yeah.
Good one.
If you had not picked Tauros, but I'm okay with Gold Duck. He's a cool dude. Plus,
Glad you're okay with your own choice.
Getting your head.
I'm okay with Gold Duck.
I'm not pumped by it, but I'm okay with it.
I have spent very little time in my life thinking about Gold Duck. That's how I feel about Gold Duck, is that I don't really think about him.
That's why Tauros doesn't fuck with you.
Yeah.
That's his
Gold
boy.
Duck and Tauros. Everyone knows ducks and bulls. They just roll super deep together.
I just want to know why Psyduck is gold and Gold Duck is not gold.
Makes no
Tell me
sense.
that.
Greenland, Iceland.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's like Greenland. Yeah, I was like, what
Drive
are
on
you
the
talking
parkway,
about?
park on the driveway. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I will
yeah.
say Gold Duck is a Pokemon where I was like, no one else is gonna pick it, so I'm
So
not
why did you
worried
pick
about it?
Well,
No,
if you
I know.
wanted, but-
I wasn't worried about picking it early
Makes sense.
because I knew I could get it.
I'm going to be honest. I thought Psyduck was more likely to make it onto a list. Like Gold Duck is the cooler of the two, but
Psyduck's
Psyduck
annoying.
and his just stupid existence.
annoying.
There's some I feel like Psyduck is a potential shoe-in for Jack's list.
He would make the most.
He's a stand-up
sense
comic with
on-
no jokes. He
Would make
just
the
is
most sense
upset.
on Jack's list.
Honestly,
Yeah, I'm
Alakazam was going to be on my list as the performer.
Yeah, who's going to complete Jack's circus right now?
I have a suspicion.
Psyduck makes the most sense.
I feel like it starts with a J and ends with an Inks.
No, I don't want that. We don't want that. Liability.
You know what?
I'm not Dan
Honestly,
Snyder.
I don't even know.
Metapod? You just going Harden all day? Harden.
Did you say Metapod?
Okay, with my
Injured.
last pick, I have been trying to go between a couple, but my traveling circus, we're gonna be a little bit, light. Well, no, we're not gonna be super light because Mr. Mime is a really good Pokemon. He's very offensively minded. However, to help him out, I'm gonna go with the King of the Jungle, Nidoking, who is a hunk
unit.
of muscle
He's a unit.
and armor, and he
Yeah.
cuts through diamonds. So Nidoking.
Pretty,
You're gonna give me 125 guesses, and I don't think I would have guessed Nidoking.
Pretty sexist of you to take Nidoking and not Nidoqueen.
I knew that was going to come out either way.
Yeah.
But it'd be sexist either way.
Shout out to the Nidoqueens of the world, though. They run the Nidokings.
Thanks, man.
I- You know my Nidoking
Where
has
would
like a
our Nido
Nidoqueen.
Kings be without their Nido Queens?
Exactly.
We're all just looking for our Nidoqueen.
I see a couple tattoos in someone's future here.
God, hopefully none of us.
Whoever loses this episode, do we agree? No.
I think you would try and throw it.
Nidoking is the king of speedrunning Pokemon. So obviously that's why I have a newfound, and by newfound I mean in the last 4 years, respect for Nidoking, because speedrunners beat the original games with Nidoking in like an hour 45 minutes, which is insanity.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's like a well-rounded, well-designed. I think overall he's just a very solid Pokemon. So,
Aesthetically pleasing. Like he looks intimidating.
yeah, I thought you were gonna go with like Muck or something.
I
Or I thought you were gonna.
I
Or I
thought
thought you were
there
gonna go
was
really.
also a chance for Muck or maybe like a Lickitung.
Yeah, like a ton.
Or
Or you
You
go
guys
with
don't know
something
me at
really
all.
far-fetched, like Farfetch.
I'm not
Honestly,
Ferentino's.
I wouldn't have been shocked if it was like a Golbat or something in there, but
I'll tell you guys before we finish up the picks, I had a meme list that I put together that included both Muck and Lickitung. But I would like to win this episode. I don't want
Yeah.
Thomas to three-peat.
And you put those two Pokemon like close together.
Yeah, Jinx was
Okay.
also on the list. You know.
All right,
Bad pick.
let's wrap it up with my final pick.
All right.
Okay.
I somehow not one legendary went this entire draft.
Oh,
And I want to be
boy.
clear, we never made that rule that we can't pick legendaries, right?
They're boring.
We never made the rule. We had said when we were talking about it ahead of time, we said legendaries. If anyone was going to pick one, max of one. And it's a little bit boring. And now I feel like Andrew's going to pick one so that he gets
Give me
one.
Articuno. Give me Articuno.
Articuno.
Why not? I need a water / ice type or I guess it's like an ice flying type.
Ice flying, yeah.
will help me round out my team. And Articuno is just badass. Worth making the trip to the Seafoam Islands, which is an optional trip in Pokemon Red and Blue, but worth it to get Articuno. Badass Pokemon.
If I were to pick one, it would be Articuno, but it's like the Charizard pick where I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's boring. I get it.
I'm bored by you, Andrew.
Yeah.
I didn't
If
think
I
we would
were to
live-
pick one, I'd probably go Zapdos. I feel like Articuno is a little bit too regal for me. Zapdos,
Yeah.
he's clearly got some
Articuno
stuff.
is too regal for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zapdos has got some stuff he's working through, but he's like halfway through a divorce. But
I never thought we
better
would
than.
live-
I'm glad you didn't say Moltres because that is the clear bottom tier choice.
Crap.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Bad
picked
choice.
Moltres.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about you may disagree with this about Flareon out of Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. I don't know why the fire ones
Flareon
of
bores me.
the three.
There's just
I don't-
nothing because they look largely just like normal birds with like or a normal. What are they? Foxes, dogs, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Foxes,
They're like that's what I was trying to look up earlier because I was between Vaporeon and Jolteon instead of Golduck.
Mhm.
I don't remember if they're like dogs or more like
and they're fox.
rodents.
Another one
They're not rodents.
I'm a little bit surprised didn't end up on Thomas's list is Eevee. I thought he was gonna stick with that dog theme.
That's what I was gonna go Jolteon or Vaporeon.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Things,
I don't think they're
things
dogs
happen.
because I thought about Jolteon, but I'm like, that's a cat.
I'm pretty sure they're dogs.
What?
I think they're like foxes.
Yeah, they're more fox.
Yeah,
they're
I
not
think they're-
dogs.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm gonna really regret my last pick.
Well, all I'll say is I never thought we'd live in a world where Articuno would be Mr. Irrelevant. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah,
It
we're
just makes sense to me.
we're not feeling the Articuno pick. Look, I'm glad that somebody put a legendary on their list so we can all kind of shame that one person for breaking
Bring it
the
on, I don't care.
unspoken non-verbal contract we had. But hey, Andrew, that's I guess you're just trying to win. Just trying to win.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You ain't
But
cheating,
I'm
you
not
ain't
trying.
trying.
So clearly I'm not trying.
The creator of Eevee described it as a fluffy cat or a dog-like creature one would see in the country.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
like I'd see a
So
fox
like
in
a
A fox.
the country.
yeah, I guess like
A fox.
Yeah. Feels like he doesn't know the word for a fox.
Yeah, I know.
Might
it's a
not.
fox.
Might not.
Yeah, interesting. All right, before we wrap up, is there any specific picks that did not make your list that you guys wanted?
Growlithe. He's a good boy.
Right. See, if someone had picked Arcanine, I would have just picked Growlithe, so I could have one of them. Like I said, Vaporeon and Jolteon. And then I don't know why it was on my list, but I had Sandshrew on there.
Yeah, I don't know why you had that.
But you know,
Sandshrew.
everything
I had
else-
Sand Slash on mine as
You
a
would.
late
You're angry.
choice.
You're
I also had
angrier than me.
Wigglytuff.
mm-hmm.
I like some of the classics. Like I thought about Pidgeotto, which is a mid step of Pidgey, but I like that Pokemon a lot. And then I also thought about Cloyster. Cloyster is just a weird Pokemon. It's
Mhm.
basically a ghastly inside a oyster shell.
Yeah.
Very strange design for a Pokemon, but I always thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, could talk these Pokemon all day, but we
Andrew,
don't have
I
time for
know-
that.
Ivysaur was another one.
I know I shit on your Articuno pick, but I actually had Articuno on my late draft choices in thinking that if you guys were going to take one of them, you were going to take Articuno. So I was
Yeah.
going to try and take it before you could. And then didn't seem like anybody was going to go in that direction. So I didn't take him. Also had
I'm-
Electabuzz on there. And between the Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, I'm a Hitmonlee guy.
Me too. Yeah, Bruce Lee,
So
baby.
I'm a Hitmonchan guy, but
I
only
don't
because
really go
the
with
first
either.
Pokemon card I ever remember opening was Hitmonchan. So that's the only
I don't
reason.
go.
Yeah.
It's a solid
I don't
pull.
go either.
Yeah.
I am glad no one picked Pikachu.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we had a
And-
Charizard pick, which come on, again, Jesus.
yeah.
But
And
but
I guess
I'm glad
the
Pikachu didn't
only
make one.
the only evolution Arso picked was Blastoise and Squirtle.
Yeah, no one went with the Bulbasaur route.
No one ever does. No
Thought
one ever
about
does.
Ivysaur. No, I thought about Ivysaur.
Yeah. I
He
don't
could
know.
help me in my work. He could.
He could. He could. I feel like there's some other options that probably could as well, but
Mr.
Ivysaur
Mime.
would just be like trampling the course.
Oh, I also thought about Gloom, but I didn't want to be that depressing. So
That's we're all better for that. I'm glad you didn't go that route.
One
All
more
right,
shout
well-
out would be Chansey, because she's I like her in Super Smash Brothers when she's like Chansey, and then she's just throwing out eggs left and
I
right.
thought you might pick
Yeah.
Chansey, Jack.
Yeah,
that
Chansey was one of my thoughts for your last pick.
So
Yeah,
between our 24 picks and the ones that we've just named or talked about earlier, I think we've named about 50 or 60 of the original 151.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way I could do this for any generation after the original
No.
151. I don't know the names of almost any of them at this point. Like I knew them
No.
15, 20 years ago, but I have no idea at this
I knew
point.
him then.
But
Yeah, no, I-
the original 151, really iconic. Jack Schwinn, appreciate you joining us on this episode. Hope you had a good time.
less iconic, but still decent.
Less, I was gonna say less iconic, but again, this is our wedding gift to him, so I don't want that to be part of the recording. But Jack, we appreciate you being here. If you're listening or watching back home, as always, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the follow button. If you're watching us on YouTube, comment below. If you're not already following us on Twitter or on Instagram, we're at List Night on Twitter and at list.night on Instagram. New episodes sometimes weekly, bi-weekly.
Sometimes
Monthly.
We're on-
You
I
had
can't
it
wait
with
to find out.
You
New
had it with some
episodes coming out when they come out.
You got to subscribe and just be surprised.
Yeah, they exist. We just don't know when they're gonna drop.
All right, everyone, let's get some Pokemon tattoos.
Thanks for having me, guys. I totally forgot this was being recorded, so I thought it was a bunch of dudes just talking Pokemon. But
There's absolutely no way we would choose to do this with our night if we were not recording it.
Sign your release.
It's all about content, man.